Are you spaced out? Are you sick of nonsense on YouTube? Have you been watching a bunch of channels that just talk out their you-know-whats? Well, I've noticed quite a bit of that on YouTube. And I became an ecologist back in the late 1980s. 1987 to 1988 is when I first took 8th grade earth science. I guess I'm dating myself now. But that was when I realized that the Gulf Stream heats up Europe. Yeah, this ocean water, it typically comes up here in between Iceland and the UK, heating up places like Ireland and Iceland. Sometimes that stops happening. And the mechanism by which that stops happening is that a bunch of cold, fresh water comes off of places like Greenland, and it prevents the overturning of these currents. And it causes the Gulf Stream to instead head out here toward the Atlantic Ocean. Now, perhaps this is the mechanism that causes the Sahara Desert to get wet during certain times in Earth's geologic history. I think it probably is the mechanism. But in any case, the graphic you're looking at here is the sea surface temperature anomaly. And look at all the anomalously cold water right up here. Of course, there's a lot of anomalously cold water on the planet at the moment. Check out the South Pacific. And yes, there is anomalously warm water in the North Pacific. However, look at the magnitude of the anomalously cold water. Anyway, I just figured I would bring that up because we had a very, quote, successful, end quote, video on YouTube a few days ago that included a piece of this data. I think it was actually the sea surface temperature, not the anomaly. But once again, if you look at sea surface temperature, you can see the Gulf Stream here, which is this warm water that kind of curls around Florida. It's sort of fizzling out, some here out in the North Atlantic Ocean, as opposed to sort of making it all the way to Europe. So are we going to see a year without a summer this year in Europe? I noticed the Thames froze. Was that last year or was that 2020? I've lost all track of time because of mankind's desire to undermine all of civilization by locking it down and doing other ineffective things because of a virus. But let's move on to additional meteorological stuff here because, well, that's the purpose of the video. Oh, and in the meantime, make sure you do not visit our links. Do not head to smashamash.com. Do not go to smashamash.com/smashteam and click on posts to see all of our videos. They're very dangerous. They're not controlled by corporatist oligarchs. So let's take a look at the 250 hectopascal winds, otherwise known as the jet stream. Tripled up jet stream over the U.S. at the moment. Extreme meridional bends. Check out the bends in the Atlantic. Jeez. Come up for air, jet stream. You've got the bends. But don't come up faster than your air bubbles. That could cause some very unfortunate health effects. And let's not go into scuba diving lessons. Let's look at the surface winds instead. Here are the surface winds of the Western world. I think there may be a satanic series of winds forming here in the North Atlantic. We see a possible 666 in a triangular formation, an indication the Illuminati may be eating babies, sacrificing them to Moloch in the North Atlantic. Are you on a cruise in the North Atlantic to eat babies? Let us know in the comments. Next, looking at the surface winds of the Eastern world, and we've got a pretty strong low here. South of the Philippines. I mean, not south of the Philippines, south of Japan, and east of the Philippines. That's what I meant. Yes, directions. Geography, who knows? Here are the jet streams of the Eastern world. Shout out to our video viewers from Munda. Make sure you don't visit our links either. They're very dangerous. Since we're fanatics. Did you know that we're fanatics on the channel? Yeah. Smash Staff and I, we are fanatics. Definitely do not give Smash Staff a raise by becoming a member of the Smash team and get additional content. Definitely don't do that because we are fanatics. Fanatics of the truth and of facts. Here's our weather.gov map, and we've got blizzard warnings lighting up in eastern Montana and western South Dakota, like half the state showing up with blizzard warnings, as there are some extreme snows. Check out all the winter weather advisories up here in the Pacific Northwest, the Northern Rockies, etc. Red flag warnings across a large portion of the central country. If your county is lit up, head to weather.gov and click your county. What do we have here in Pennsylvania? We've got winter weather advisories? Frost advisories? Frost advisories, I think those are. Winter storm watch? I don't know. Anyway, let's move on to the lightning mapper. We'll get to some precipitation forecast in a moment. Here's your lightning mapper. Some heavy lightning showing up there in Missouri and Illinois, and some strange artifacts showing up here. Is it lightning in space? Is it the thunderbolts of the gods? And are we all gonna die? Are we all gonna die? Let us know in the comments what you think. So we do have some significant lightning here. Kentucky, Missouri, Louisiana, Mississippi, Ohio, and Michigan. Some pretty active cells here on the shores of Lake Huron. Yowzers. Anyway, that's your lightning map, your real-time lightning map. This video was originally streamed live to Twitch. And if you're a large Twitch channel, make sure you do not host our channel. It's very dangerous. It's not controlled by corporate oligarchs. Next, looking at the water vapor over the Pacific Ocean. Did you know there's a lot of cold water in the South Pacific? I think we might have covered it earlier in the video, but look at all the dry, massive air over that portion of the ocean as well. It's a high-pressure zone. Oh my God, it's a high-pressure zone, folks. Did you know that dry air is more massive because of the molar mass of nitrogen N2 versus H2O? Yeah. High pressure, dry air, they go together. I know it sounds crazy. Yeah, on a rainy day, the sky above your head is less massive than on a clear day. I know it sounds counterintuitive. It's just a fact. Let's move on to our precipitation and pressure forecast based on the GFS model. And you can see these heavy snows going to be causing blizzard conditions in large portions of especially North Dakota. Once again, that's your 72-hour pressure and precipitation forecast. Lots of snow falling here in the northwestern portion of the country. Here's your positive snow depth change forecast, and check it out. Over 2 feet of snow here forecasted for Oregon over the next 3 days. Over a foot of snow forecasted for large portions of North Dakota. And large portions of Wyoming, indeed. Pretty serious snow coming here. And it's April 11th. Dag. We're also going to show you the European forecast. So here's the next 4 hours. This is courtesy of windy.com. Let me press refresh here as we have a weird artifact on the screen. There you go. There's the next 12 hours of snow forecasted by the European model. Here's the next 24 hours. Shout out to Smash Staff's mom. She's going to get some snow down here, I think, in eastern California. And there's the next 3 days. So that's the European model for the next 3 days of snow accumulation. And let's move on to another weather station. It's your weather.gov Doppler radar map. It's radar.weather.gov if you want the URL to check it out yourself. And quite a bit of precipitation over the U.S. Here's a breakdown showing clouds and fog at nighttime when it's too dark over most of the country to see that data. It's the shortwave radiation map. And here's the water vapor. You see some rapid evaporation and precipitation happening around here over Missouri and moving into Illinois in a pretty northeasterly fashion right there. Here's your recap, the U.S. Doppler radar. St. Louis going to get some heavy storms for a large portion of the day here. There's a shortwave radiation map. And there is the water vapor map to close things out. Thanks for tuning into our meteorology segment. Again, make sure you do not visit the links below the video or on our websites. They're very dangerous because they are not controlled by big tech oligarchs who prefer to control all of society and your daily life in general. So I am out, and I've been your host, Dan, a.k.a. Smash-O-Mash, signing off from the Smash News Network, least busted name in news.